everyone, this is Corey. Sorry I haven't posted anything for a while. Work got really busy and occupied most of my time. So I'm really glad to get back to some art. I am excited to start what I hope will be a new weekly series called Art Tips, Tricks, and Hacks. And this first video tip is keep your pencil sharp. It's very important to have a sharp pencil for making fine lines, doing your outline drawings, and even for laying down fields of color, kind of like I'm doing now with this. I'm just going to do a couple very simple graphite spheres just to sort of demonstrate what you can do with a really sharp tip pencil. And I'm also going to talk about the type of pencil sharpener I use, so let's get into it right now. So as you can see, this pencil is really dull, not sharp at all. It needs a little love. So I use I'm going to call it Rapesco because the alternative does not sound nice. So the Rapesco 64 hand pencil sharpener. And you have a removable drawer, which is really great, so you can dump out the shavings. I'm going to link this in the description to that model of pencil sharpener. But all you need to do is pull out that top portion and then press the little black lever on the side in order to put the pencil in. Make sure the pencil's in all the way. And then you just turn the crank. It's a little difficult at first when it's dull, but then as soon as you can smoothly turn it without any catches, it should be sharpened. You can press that little black lever again, and voila, you have a incredibly sharp pencil. In fact, it's like a miniature weapon. So now we're back to the drawing, and this is an HB pencil. It's a middle grade pencil, which essentially means the graphite is not super soft or super hard. So your sort of general 2H pencil is that middle grade type of shading. So I use what I call a scumble with the very sharp tip pencil. It's making super tiny circles, just very lightly grazing the surface of the paper. In fact, when you want it super light, you're almost not even touching the paper, just hovering over it barely, making these little itty bitty circles in very small areas at a time, and then overlapping them until you have a whole field of color. And then you go back and do it again and add your second layer, and then again your third layer. By this time, I'm probably on like my 5th or 6th layer, and then you can smooth it out with a tissue. Now the second sphere, this is a sharp pencil, and I'm using the edge and the side, but sort of the same principle. If you were using a dull pencil, it doesn't give you as much control, well, especially when you're on the side of the pencil, but you are much more susceptible to the texture of the paper, the tooth of the paper, so that white of the paper really shows through. So even though you may think I can cover a much larger area in much less time, you still have a lot more of that paper showing through. There's less control. It's not as smooth. So the sharp tip, even though it takes a little longer, it allows you to lay down much smoother fields of color. And even though you can use a tissue to smooth it out again at the end, it just doesn't tend to blend quite as nicely. And of course I was pretty rushed here just to show that you can go pretty quickly. But there you can see on the left, much smoother, even field of color, which is why it's great to have a sharp pencil. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, check out my other videos. I hope to post another watercolor video soon.